Hey everyone, it's Lexi. So in today's video I'll be doing a book unhaul. I feel like it's been a while since I've unhauled a lot of books, and I figure this is a good time of year to kind of do it. It's the end of the year. I was looking through my shelves and I really like my bookshelves to reflect me as a reader, so I don't like to hold on to books that I didn't enjoy. I want my shelves to be books that I loved and was excited about. So I kind of went through these books. Some of these were ones that I just didn't like, or ones that I enjoyed, but I don't think I can see myself revisiting them in the future. So I'm gonna bring these to Half Price Books and just kind of trade them in, and they can go to a home of someone who hopefully will really like them. So I think I have like 16-ish books here. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So starting up, I first have The Queen's Gambit by Walter Tevis, and then this is a book that I did enjoy, but I think this is one, like, if I were to want to kind of revisit this story, I think I would watch the Netflix TV show instead. Like, I did really enjoy the TV show. I think it is a really good adaptation, and yeah, like, this is one, like, I did enjoy this book. I thought the book was really good, but I think if I want, like I said, if I wanted to be back in this world and back in visiting Beth and her, you know, chess career, I think I would watch the Netflix TV show, which I did enjoy a bit more. So yeah, I figured this should go to a home who someone would like it a little bit more than me. This one might come as a surprise because I do enjoy this author's other works, but I just did not really like this one. And this book is one that is really well loved too on BookTube, and it is A Man Called Ove by Fredrik Backman, and I was so excited for this book. I really love his Beartown series. I think it is incredibly well written and heartbreaking and just so amazing. So I was really excited to pick this one up because I've heard really great things, but I just did not like this one. I think it was like a ripoff of Up. Again, so in this case, if I wanted something similar, I would rather watch Up than read this. I didn't like the writing style. I felt like it was very choppy, like the sentences were very short, and it was just very, it read like a script more than kind of a novel, and I just, like, I don't know, I just didn't like it, and I've been holding on to this, and I'm like, even though I like some of his other books, like, I don't need to hold on to this one, even though I do like this author. So yeah, might as well give it to someone else. So this book was just one that was just okay, middle of the road, which I'm a little sad about because I did really love the cover and the concept, and it is The Nature of Witches by Rachel Griffin. Again, this is one that I feel like in terms of a plot had a really great potential to be really fun and interesting. It integrates witches into kind of climate change. So witches who are tied to different seasons are ones that are kind of tasked now with combating really extreme climate, changes and, severe weather that is a result of climate change. And I just felt like it was just underused. The main character of Clara was really annoying, and it was just very repetitive and just like one step, two steps forward, one step back. I felt like it was very cyclic in that way. But yeah, I don't think I would, even though I love this cover, like, I don't need to keep a book for the cover. I can just look at a picture of it online if I really wanted to. But yeah, this cover is just beautiful, but I just wasn't a fan of the story. This one I think is also going to be one that comes as a surprise, but I didn't like this book at all, and it is The Atlas 6 by Olivie Blake. And I read this last month and I could not stand it. I hated it so much, and it was one that is like beloved on TikTok and Book Talk and all those things, and I hated it. It was just not well written. The writing was overly pretentious, the characters were not likable, and I didn't think the plot was engrossing enough for me to continue on. My boyfriend read the sequel. He's like my book taster is how I said it, and he's like, it's not worth continuing and like all that stuff. So I don't know, someone might be excited for getting like the original self-published version of this. So yeah, like I said, this book was not a big fan of it. So this is a World War II historical fiction book that I just did not like, and I don't know why I've held on to it for so long, but it is The Things We Cannot Say by Kelly Rimmer. This is, I don't even remember too much about this, but I just remember not really liking the present day storyline. I didn't think it was really well done. I liked the chapters that were in the past surrounding World War II, but I just didn't really like it. I thought it was trying to be like very progressive and poignant, but it just fell flat in those areas, and it was just a little bit predictable. Like, I don't even remember this book is how it should be a sign that I didn't really enjoy this, so I don't need to be holding on to this one. This is probably one of the worst books that I've ever read in my entire life, and another book talk, you know, favorite, and it is From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I have an entire reading vlog dedicated to this one, and it was just so bad. Like, I don't understand why this book is so beloved. It was terribly written, and if I have to see another, like, I still have PTSD thinking about the ... dots that are used so much in here, and used at a time that doesn't make sense. Like, I'm just flipping through and there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 5 of those used on just one page alone. It was just a Twilight knockoff. It wasn't good at all. Predatory, there's racism, there's no consent, there's just a lot of issues, and I literally hated this book. So this is one that I'm sad to see go, but it was one that I just really didn't enjoy, and it is The Beauty and Breaking by Michele Harper. This accounts her time as a emergency room physician and some of her you know, memoirs of different patients and all that stuff. And I felt like, again, this was one that I felt like in my mind, it was like what I was building up in my mind was better than the actual execution of this. I just didn't think the stories were that, you know, like touching. Like, I didn't feel like, I don't know, I just didn't like it. It wasn't a memoir that I was overly excited reading about. I felt like she, even for a memoir, I felt like she kept the readers at arm's length from her. I never really felt like I was really in tune with her emotions and like what she was experiencing. So yeah, not the biggest fan of this one, and yeah, like I said, it had potential, but it just fell flat. Next, this is another one that I did not like at all, another 1-star read, and it is The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Penner. If you look at 1-star, 2-star reviews of this book, you'll see that it is not very good. It was, again, one that I felt like had a really interesting premise, but just had poor execution. The characters were very one-dimensional. I felt like between the two plot points, it was very like stop and go. I didn't feel like there was the overarching narrative. The main character is just really obsessed with being pregnant, and it's mentioned several times, and there's just a lot of stupid things that I was like, this would never happen. It doesn't make sense. It was just very irritating, and yeah, did not like this one. Next, I have Seriously, I'm Kidding by Ellen Degeneres. I find it really hard. I really loved Ellen, and then all the stuff that came out with how she is kind of abusive for her workers. I just don't want to hold on to this. Like, I get like a pit in my stomach, and I just don't need this. And it wasn't like anything special. Like, it's just random memoirs, and yeah, was not a big fan of this one. Like, I don't think it was that good, and then also with all the other stuff, I just don't want to have, you know, her books around. And lastly, we have 2 trilogies here. I have the Shades of London trilogy by Maureen Johnson. I read these books with my friend for my book club that we do, and yeah, I just didn't really like it. I think the first book was good, and then it just progressively went downhill. I do enjoy the London ghost, you know, vibes. Especially, I feel like this is the only really good one. It was 3 stars though, so it wasn't great. And just like the character choices and like how unrealistic it was. I know it deals with like ghost stuff, but on how realistic with the absent parents was a little bit concerning. Yeah, it just wasn't great, and I think there's supposed to be a 4th one, and there's supposed to be a 4th one for like years now, so it's technically unfinished. But yeah, just not interested in wanting this, and it might as well go to a home where someone would really enjoy these. And lastly, I have the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina books that were kind of published. I did really think these were a good characterization and like novelization of the series in terms of like the characters. I felt like it was actually something I was watching, and you kind of get snippets of things kind of before a season takes place or after, in between seasons. But yeah, I enjoyed these, but I don't think these will be ones that I will revisit. So again, I would rather give it to a good home and someone who would enjoy these, because like I said, I love this TV show. But I don't think I would ever go back to revisit these books, and so might as well give it to a new home. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I think I'm gonna give these books, it'll probably be a Vlogmas video coming out where I take them and go to half price books. So yeah, you'll probably see me drop all these books off and all that stuff in the future. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what books on your shelves, like, do you want to keep books that you didn't like, or do you like to have books that you like only on your shelf? Like, do you do unhauls, or do you just keep every book that you have bought? Like, I'm curious to see, because I know some people just like to have books even if they don't like them, but I like my bookshelves to reflect me. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.